Hello. Today we are going to carry on and finish session 7. Last week we looked at important words for session 7 and we went through the meanings of these 10 words, and we looked at speed limits. Some of you may have gone on and done this section, which was self-study, and that was putting the speed limits in order without looking at the previous task. Now today, and to start this session, we're going to look at Rules of the Road, which is page 88. For this you're going to need two things. You are going to need your highway code or your driving theory book, and you're going to need this PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint for this task on page 88 is called Rules of the Road. It's actually called Signs for Rules of the Road. The other PowerPoint, which will come later on today, is just called Rules of the Road. We click on this and we have 9 people as before, and we have 9 signs. So behind each person is a sign and some possible answers. So what you need to do is to go through all of the 9 signs that you see here. Some of these you will know, but most of these you won't know. So you need to use your highway code, where there are lots of signs in there, or your AA driving theory book. So if you've got either book and you can do this task, stop or pause the video now, do the task, and then when you have completed or you have done as much as you can play the video again and we will look at the answers. So let's look at the answers. The first one was this sign. What does it mean? Well, it's on page 177, question 478 of this book, and it means end of minimum speed. End of minimum speed. Number 2. What is the meaning of this sign? Okay, this is on page 178, question 482 in this book, and it means waiting restrictions. No waiting or waiting restrictions. You cannot stop and park. So remember, in your answer on here, in your answer side, that's where you write the answer. Waiting restrictions, you cannot stop and park. Number 3. Where can you park on the left opposite these road markings? Okay, the answer: to pick up or set down passengers. And again, that was page 181, question 498 in the theory test book. Question 4. You are waiting at a level crossing. The red warning lights continue to flash after the train has passed. What should you do? Okay, so the train has passed. The red warning lights are still flashing. They're continuing to flash. What should you do? Page 187, question 519. Continue to wait. You continue to wait. Usually there is a barrier which will remain down for about 30 seconds after the train has passed, and then that will rise. So you can't move on anyway in that situation. Question 5, sign number 5. What must you have to park in a disabled space? Now, you may not find this one in the book, but it's important to know that you must have an orange or a blue badge to park in a disabled space. Now you might wonder, what is the difference between a blue or an orange badge? Well, it used to be orange, but these were phased out 10 years ago in 2009, but you still see some signs do exist. The current badge colour is blue. You would need a blue badge nowadays to park in a disabled bay. Next one. You are towing a small caravan on a dual carriageway. You must not exceed what speed? Quick revision from what we did last week. It's in here, page 186, question 515. The speed limit on a dual carriageway is 60 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour, the same as on a motorway. This one, we've seen this before. You are driving over a level crossing, the warning lights come on and a bell rings. What should you do? In this situation, you would keep going and clear the crossing. The bell means that the barrier is going to come down very soon, but if you are driving over that crossing and the barrier has yet to come down, you should carry on, keep going and clear the crossing, so there are less people waiting when the barrier does come down, because you may have people behind you. So in that situation, carry on and clear the crossing. Two more. You may wait in a yellow junction box when? Now we've had this before. Page 180, question 490. When oncoming traffic is preventing you from turning right. Remember, we've had this before. Yellow junction box, you mustn't wait in this area unless you are about to turn right and there is nothing oncoming and you can make that turn right. Final one, and we want page 186, question 516 in the book. You want to park and you see this sign, so on the days and times shown you should you would park in a bay and pay. And this is what my version of that page looks like. Moving on, the next section, I'm going to leave you to do this by yourself. I did have a worksheet to give you in class, and there is a traffic lights Word document which you can use to help you with this task. A lot of the questions repeat themselves. We found this before with the materials, so just work your way through the materials, just work your way through the Word document and answer the 10 questions about traffic lights. Then we go on to write the correct sequence. So if you don't already know, just do some research in your books on traffic lights or use the Word document, and here you'll just put in next, then, finally, after that on the left, okay, and then you're using these sequence words to complete this task. So first the traffic lights are at, and then the colour, and then you choose one of these words, and remember we are doing this in sequence, so remember it's red, then red and amber, and so on. Can you complete this with the sequence words on the left and the colour or colours on the right hand side? In your own time, in self-study, I'd like you to write the keywords that you have looked so far, either the 10 keywords from this week, or if some of those are already known to you, then 10 new words that you've come up with or you have come across in the task so far. And could you write their meanings as well? So 10 words, and 10 words that are new to you, and write down and find out what they mean as a revision task here as well. And when you're ready, you're going to go on to the next section, which is called Rules of the Road, and for this there is another PowerPoint called Rules of the Road or Rules of the Road 2. Now if you open up Rules of the Road 2 PowerPoint, which I sent with this email, then you need to click on this button, Enable Content for this session. Don't worry about what this does, just you need to enable this content for this session. That will make the PowerPoint work properly. So this is what it looks like. Okay, that's the welcome screen, rules of the road. Click on next. Okay, there will be a question which as usual you can play.
There are no speed limit signs on the road. How is a 30 miles per hour limit indicated?
And you can play the possible answers.
By hazard warning lines. By street lighting. By pedestrian islands. By double or single yellow lines.
And as before with the PowerPoints, don't just click an X or put an X in each of the boxes. Look at your books. In this case it's page 176, question 476, so all of the answers, all the questions and all of the answers will be found in the AA book on section 10 called Rules of the Road. They're all in here. Okay, so check it first. I know you're probably on your own, so no one to ask for the other person's opinions like we do in the class. Find out the answer for yourself and then click on the right box. So you do not put X in each box, you get the right answer and then see if that is the correct answer. Obviously if you get the wrong answer, all the others will turn black. Only the correct answer on the PowerPoint will turn the X blue. So this is the point when you pause or you stop the video once more and you do the task. This could take you about an hour to do if you're on your own. So go through 20 questions, complete them in the workbook pages 92 to 96, and when you're ready to check your answers then you can start the video again. Okay, see you soon.
In which two places must you not park?
Near a school entrance. Near a police station. In a side road. At a bus stop. In a one-way street. You can park on the right-hand side of a road at night.
In a one-way street. Which vehicle might have to use a different course to normal at roundabouts? Which vehicle might have to use a different course to normal at roundabouts?
Okay, this is page 177, question 480 in your book. Course in this case means route or the direction that a vehicle takes.
You are going straight ahead at a roundabout. How should you signal?
We've had this one before.
You may only enter a box junction when
You must stop when signalled to do so by which three of these?
a police officer, a school crossing patrol, a red traffic light. Someone is waiting to cross at a zebra crossing. They are standing on the pavement. You should normally
stop, let them cross, wait patiently.
Just to clarify, if there is somebody who is waiting to cross, they are at the zebra crossing, then you should stop. If you are driving your car, you should stop the car, let them cross and wait patiently for them to get to the other side of the road. If, however, they are approaching the zebra crossing, the driver, you as the driver, still has the right of way, so you can carry on. So it's the difference between a pedestrian at or crossing a zebra crossing to approaching, coming up to a zebra crossing. Only in the latter part, where they are coming up to the zebra crossing, even if you think that they are going to cross, you still have the right of way until they reach that zebra crossing.
You are on a road that has no traffic signs. There are street lights. What is the speed limit?
30 miles per hour. You are going along a street of parked vehicles on the left-hand side. For which 3 reasons should you keep your speed down?
Vehicles may be pulling out. Children may run out from between the vehicles. Drivers' doors may open. You meet an obstruction on your side of the road. You should
give way to oncoming traffic. Who has priority at an unmarked crossroads?
Page 182, question number 500.
Who has priority at an unmarked crossroads?
No one has priority. You may drive over a footpath.
To get into a property. You are driving along a road that has a cycle lane. The lane is marked by a solid white line. This means that during its period of operation, you are driving along a road that has a cycle lane. The lane is marked by a solid white line. This means that during its period of operation,
You must not drive in that lane.
So you have to stay out of it. As a car driver, you must not drive in that lane.
You are on a busy main road and find that you are travelling in the wrong direction. What should you do?
turn round in a side road.
Of these options, the best answer is
Turn round in a side road.
Okay, the next 3 questions, 16, 17 and 18, are all about reversing.
You must not reverse.
For longer than necessary.
Okay, this is a bit vague, a bit unclear maybe. You don't reverse for too long a time. You just reverse for a short time to do what you need to do. There's no explicit or strict rule here.
You may remove your seat belt when carrying out a manoeuvre that involves.
So this is all about reversing.
Reversing.
Remember that it's illegal to drive a car without wearing your seatbelt. The only time that you can remove your seatbelt legally is when you are
reversing. When you are not sure that it is safe to reverse your vehicle, you should
get out and check.
Why? Well, it's not the time to use your horn or to make your engine go faster or make it noisy or necessarily to reverse slowly. You're talking about safety, so to get out and check is the best option. If you have someone with you, get them to get out and check.
You are looking for somewhere to park your vehicle. The area is full except for spaces marked disabled use. You can
not park there unless permitted.
Remember earlier I mentioned the blue badge scheme. It used to be orange and now it's blue. So for the past 10 years, if you are a physically disabled user and you have a blue badge, only then can you park in a disabled bay. And many car parks and many shopping centres, they only have spaces that are for disabled users, physically disabled users. If you have a blue badge, and there are lots of reasons with the Department of Transport why you can have a blue badge. If you have a blue badge, then you can. If you don't have a blue badge, then you're not to park there unless you do have one. Last question.
Signals are normally given by direction indicators and...
Okay, so why is this? Side lights? Interior lights? Fog lights?
brake lights.
Why brake lights? Okay, so a brake light is red and is seen from the vehicle or the persons behind. So that's why the brake lights is the right answer in here, because that is one way of telling someone behind you, a car behind you or a vehicle behind you, that you are stopping or slowing down. And that completes the PowerPoint. So to finish, you would look at 10 new words. Now this is revision. You've already done some revision earlier in session 7. Again, I would like you to go back to the first set of 10 words or any other words. Which words are new to you? This is for you to do by yourself. List 10 words and write their meanings, and this will help you to understand and to remember some key words for the driving theory test. If you have finished this and you want to do something else, you can open traffic sign 6. If you can print it out, that would be great. If not, just do the exercise using your highway code book, because all the signs should be in here, and I'll see you next week. If you've got any questions, email me, send me a text message. I'd like to know what you think about the video, and yeah, thank you very much.